Hello everyone, I am Dr. Parul Jain and today I'll share some of my views on education and human development, especially with respect to Indian perspective. Human resource development plays an important role in economic development. In fact, we see that effective use of physical capital itself is dependent on human resource. This is because if there is underinvestment in human resource, the rate at which additional physical capital can be productively utilized will be limited, since technical, professional and administrative people are required to make an effective use of given resources. So most of the economists agree that a human being should be regarded as a resource, mainly because of three reasons. That is, the educating cost of human beings and rearing cost is a real cost to the economy. The product of their labor adds to national wealth, as well as expenditure on human beings also adds to national wealth. So investment in education promotes economic growth in several ways. Like, it helps in creating a more productive labor force which is endowed with increased knowledge and skills. It helps in providing widespread income earning opportunities and employment. It helps in creating a class of educated leaders to fill the vacancies. Also, it provides basic skills and encourages modern attitude in diverse segment of the population. And education also basically helps in spillover income gains to subsequent generations. It helps in meeting skilled manpower requirements of the growing economy. So when we see India's rank in Human Development Index, HDI is basically expressed in terms of three basic parameters, namely live a long and healthy life, to be educated and knowledgeable, and to enjoy a decent standard of living. So in terms of HDI, India has gradually improved from being 136 position in 2009 to 113 2014, 113 2017 to 129 in 2018 out of 189 countries. As far as value of HDI is concerned, there also India has shown an improvement from 0.547 in 2011 to 0.647 in 2018. So this was basically the background of how HDI and education complement each other. Now I'll discuss something on education policy in India. So for 20 years, we see no change was made by the nationalist government in colonial education policy of the British rulers. On the basis of recommendation of the Education Commission, which was under the chairmanship of D.S. Kothari, the government announced its national education policy in 1968, which said elementary education was to made free, condition of teachers must improve, specialized institutions of research work to be recognized, and a system of 1+2+3 of education be implemented. Again, the national policy on education was announced in 1986, which basically envisaged universalization of primary education and adult literacy by 1990. The Constitution Act under 86th Amendment 2002 inserted Article 21A, which provides for free and compulsory education of all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years as a fundamental right, that is by law, by state it was determined. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009 was also passed on August 4, 2009, and it was enforced with effect from April 1, 2010. In this view, government has also launched several schemes for promotion of elementary and secondary education that include Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, National Program of Midday Meals, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya, Now it has introduced Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao Abhiyan and so forth. So the government has always been trying to promote education in India, and we see that the Indian higher education system is one of the largest in the world in terms of colleges and university. From the time of independence, where there were 20 universities and 500 colleges, the number has increased, and if we look at the data of 2017-18, the primary schools have increased to 8,42,330, the secondary schools being more around 14 lakh, and the teachers training schools have increased to 3,759, and so 100 institutes are under ministries as well. However, of late the government has adopted a policy of education for all, and Sustainable Development Goal 4 seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong earning opportunities for all by 2030. The government has also initiated the process of formulating a new education policy to meet this dynamic changing requirements of the population with regard to quality of education, innovation, research, so that it can make India a knowledge superpower. This is also very well seen under the Skill India mission of the government, which implements the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 2016-20, which would enable a large number of prospective youths to take up short-term training programs. However, despite of these enormous efforts and programs undertaken by the government of India, the education system of India is still faced by a number of problems. To name a few, India is the home to the largest number of illiterate people in the world. The percentage of failures and dropouts is very high. If we look at the NSS survey 2017-18, around 13.6% of the persons of age group 3 to 35 were never enrolled. Absence of competition in government institutes leads to quality of education as very low. The quality of learning as measured by reading, writing and arithmetic in schools have never improved. This is also proved by the study that was done by the ASES for primary education. So we see it has rather worsened over the years. Therefore, there is an urgent need to improve the quality of education as well as skill formation, and for this we can take several steps that might include restrictions in enrolling students for higher education. The education system should be more job oriented. In rural areas, more emphasis should be placed on vocational training as well as agricultural education. Technical education should be more properly planned. Teaching standard in the classrooms needs to be improved. That can be done by hiring, being selective when we are hiring teachers. So to improve via training institutes, the quality of teachers could be improved so that they can meet the changing skills, and the standard of education at higher and university levels should also be raised. So we see there is need to spend more on education. When we look at the total expenditure of education, we see it has increased in India from rupees 3.54 lakh crores in 14-15 to 6.43 lakh crores in 2019-20, that is the budgeted. But when we see that expenditure of education as a percentage of GDP, we see it has marginally increased from 2.8% to 3.1%. That is much below the stipulated 6%. So earnest efforts are still required in this direction. More funds should be allocated for making the education system better, and the quality of teachers and students should also improve if we want to improve our human development index, which are the source of human capital formation. So thank you for listening to my thoughts. Thank you.